Blessings and welcome to the path to freedom. I always say it, but I can't really find any other words of describing this beautiful path, this magical path, this amazing path where we get to set ourselves free from a whole bunch of things, free to be a whole bunch of things. It's about freedom, and however we define freedom, this path leads to it. That's actually a new way of saying it. However we define freedom, this path leads to it. Internal freedom, that is. All right, so so this is the path where we get to set ourselves free to be in ever-expanding love and joy and peace and harmony, to be in high vibration, to expand our consciousness, to forever love for greater and grander expressions of who and what we are, free from fear, worry, doubt, a sense of not being enough, a sense of not having enough, a sense of lack, scarcity, separation. So it is not freedom from conditions, primarily. Ultimately, as we begin to change, as we begin to lift our vibration, as we begin to expand our consciousness, the whole universe rises up to meet us where we are. So the sacred laws will and can only correspond to, mirror, reflect where we are in consciousness. So as we expand our consciousness to move ourselves out of the reactivity, out of negativity, into a feeling tone that all is well, into joy and harmony, the external conditions and circumstances cannot remain the same. They cannot, but they will begin to shift and change in correspondence to where we are in consciousness. But primarily, this path is about us setting ourselves free within, first and foremost. So, and my name is Daniel Roqueo. I don't think I said that, and I don't think I said that. I'm very grateful that you are here, that you are choosing to join me, that you're choosing to tune in. I think tune in was the word I was looking for. That you're choosing to tune into this beautiful space, that you're willing to do this work, that you are courageous enough to do this work. So thank you. The topic for today is running from or moving toward, and I believe I have a track since before that is called just about the same, but this is a topic that I'm revisiting right now, and so I felt inspired to explore it a little bit more, to go deeper into it. So, and this is relative to the art of manifestation and us being in vibrational alignment, which is one of the keys, which is one of the key factors to manifestation. And what vibrational alignment means, for those of you who may not have heard the term before, it simply means that we are a vibrational match. It means that we have made ourselves open and available for that which we wish to experience, for the good that we wish to experience, to emerge in, as, and through us. So the highest level of vibrational alignment is when we know that whatever the good is, our intentions, our visions, our dreams, our goals, whatever it is, it's already done. It's already happened, and it is manifesting itself now. It is happening. It has happened in the infinite mind, and it is happening now here in this dimension. That's the highest vibrational alignment, or the highest level of vibrational alignment. The lowest vibrational alignment, the lowest level of vibrational alignment is when we absolutely know that whatever the good that we desire is, it's impossible. It cannot, it will not ever, ever manifest. It will not ever, ever come into fruition. End of story, period. That's the lowest. And then there are 3 or 4 more stages in between. So there's a scale where we move from the lowest and upward up to the highest level of vibrational alignment. And one of the ways that allows us to become aware where we are on this scale is by asking the question, am I running from or am I moving toward? So let's dissect these for a brief moment. What does it mean to be running from? Well, first of all, it means that we are turning our attention. We have our attention stayed on what we don't wish to experience. We're so focused on this particular condition or this outcome or this circumstance, and we so do not want to experience that. So we desperately do whatever we can to get away from it. That is what it means to be running from something. We have our attention more turned toward what we don't wish to experience than toward what we wish to experience. So moving toward something means that we have our attention more turned toward what we wish to experience. We may still be in the same condition, we may still be in the same circumstances when we were trying to run away from it, but now we have shifted our attention from what we don't wish to experience, to what we wish to experience, and we're allowing it to pull us. We're allowing it to move us into inspired action. And this may seem as a play of words, this may seem as merely semantics, and yes, it is at some level, but on a vibrational level, there's a tremendous difference between trying to get away from something, which means that we are in deep resistance. We are saying to ourselves, we're reminding ourselves, we're repeating to ourselves the story of what we don't wish to experience over and over and over again. So we're living in our current conditions. We're judging by appearances. We're looking only at that which is currently, which is transient, which is temporary, but we are so focused on this that is right now. And as the sacred laws decree, one of the principles of these sacred laws, or one way of articulating the principles of these sacred laws, is that whatever we turn our attention to the most, whatever we think about, whatever we talk about, whatever we feel about the most, that is what we're calling forth into our experience. And these sacred laws being immutable and being, there's another, impersonal. They are immutable and they are impersonal, which means that they do not care whatsoever what it is that we are turning our attention to. They don't care if we are turning our attention more toward what we don't wish to experience than what we wish to experience. They have no preferences. They make no distinction as to what it is that we're turning our attention to. The only thing they care about is where we're turning our attention to, what we're turning our attention to. And so if we are running away from something, it means, and this, I may have said it, if not, this is a beautiful reminder to me, because I'm walking a razor's edge between, on the one side, being pulled by visions and intentions, actually intentions, and on the other side, being pulled up by my visions, being pulled down by current conditions and circumstances. And so I'm finding myself sort of balancing. One moment tipping over to the one side, the next moment, when I become aware of that, I need to work myself over to the other side. So I'm not automatically right now being pulled by my visions and intentions. I'm not automatically being pulled into moving toward, but I'm more being pulled into running away from. And then I need to work myself over to the other side so that the balance may tip over. I was going to say something before that. It doesn't matter. This is the work. Us becoming aware, first of all, as we have talked about before, awareness is the first stage of healing. Healing does not mean that we're broken. It doesn't mean that we need to fix anything, that we need to mend anything. It just simply means that we get to become aware of what we need to release and let go of. And what I need to release and let go of in this moment is my tendency to judge by appearances, my tendency to turn my attention more toward what I don't wish to experience than what it is that I wish to experience. And obviously, this is work. This is not something that just happens in our minds. When we have, depending on our practice, depending on how we are habitually using our moments in between, how we are habitually leaning into our prayer journals, into prayers, into meditation, into high-minded conversations and fellowships, in all manner of different practices. There's so many tools that we have in our manifestation toolbox, affirmations and so forth and so on. So this is work that we need to do. But we need to, if we wish to experience something other than what we currently are experiencing, we need to turn our attention toward that. We need to turn our attention toward what it is that we wish to experience. So me, in my case, right now, I need to find a way to begin to stop looking at the current conditions and circumstances. And I have this notion, I have this belief that I'm sort of battling right now, that this is not ever going to change. This is a condition and circumstance that's it's been in my life for quite some time. And when I am the most hijacked by it, I believe that this is not ever going to change. This is going to stay the same forever. I know that that's not true. When I come back to the nowness in this moment, when I free myself from being hijacked, I know that that's not true. Nothing stays the same forever. Nothing lasts forever. And Spirit is always this loving presence that is always for itself, is always guiding and leading and moving itself into expansion, into progression, so that more of it may be revealed, right? So everything is for us. There's nothing against us. The only thing that is ever against us is us holding on to, like I'm battling right now, us holding on to the beliefs, to the stories, to our judgments, to our opinions pertaining to what we don't wish to experience, that magnify, that amplify what we don't wish to experience. So what is ours to do, what we need to do, what I need to do, is to come back to building the momentum. First of all, building the structures, the mental structures that are more turned toward what we wish to experience. Even in the midst of this, whatever this is, even in the midst of this, we need to find a way to turn our attention toward what we wish to experience. Begin to talk about that more. Begin to feel about that more. Begin to think about that more than what we don't wish to experience. And when we do, when the scale begins to tip over, that's when the momentum begins to shift. Now, I know in my case, the momentum is already up. This is a funk that I'm moving through, a slack, being somewhat exhausted and a little bit overworked from having just emerging out of a very intense space. In I was going to say desperate need, and maybe I am in desperate need of rest, but in any case, in need of rest. So to restore my balance, I need to find my way back into these spiritual needs, into honoring them. These spiritual needs that allow me to stay centered, that allow me to stay balanced, that allow me to stay in a high vibration regardless of. And so I'm finding myself in this space, and it's no surprise. I'm not surprised at all. It's still frustrating, but I'm not surprised that I'm finding myself in a lower vibration, that I'm finding myself being pulled by current conditions and circumstances, hijacked more by these than being pulled by my intentions, by that which is emerging, that I know is emerging. I feel it, I've seen it, I'm seeing it. But still, right now, my attention is more being pulled toward that which is here, visible in this dimension, than that which is already done in the infinite mind of spirit. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I know that I'm not calling forth anything. I know that I'm not uh, really magnifying anything. I know that I'm not really obstructing and obscuring anything. I'm delaying it a little bit. Yes, I am. But the main thing for me is that I don't like being here. I don't enjoy at all being in this low vibration. I don't enjoy at all being this reactionary. I'm not used to it. This is not usually how I am. So it's more for that, for the sake of living the peaceful life. I mean, I like myself. I like myself now. I like myself when I'm in high vibration, but I like my life more when I'm in a high vibration. And I'm not saying at all that we are to be in eternal bliss. That's not it at all. I'm just saying that I like my life more than I know that all is well. When I know that all is well, than right now when I'm somewhat being hijacked by the thought form that this is going to last forever. Anyhow, and anywho, coming back to the topic of today, us becoming aware, us asking the question, stopping from time to time, coming to full and complete stop, using at least some of our moments in between, not necessarily every day, but from time to time, like every week or every month, just stopping and becoming aware. Am I running from? Am I trying to get away from this condition, this circumstance, this experience more than I'm moving toward what it is that I wish to experience? And becoming aware of where we are in consciousness, becoming aware of where we are in vibration, becoming aware of where we're turning our attention to the most, that is crucial. That is the foundation of us shifting over. That is the beginning of us allowing for, that is the beginning for us beginning to treat our minds, of beginning to do the inner work to shift our attention. Because it is inner work. It's not going to happen by itself. It's not going to happen by itself. We can sit and wish, and we can sit and hope that someone's going to swoop down or swoop in and just save us. But that's not how it works. That's not how spirit works. That's not how this works. We, that is you, that is I, we need to take responsibility for our vibration, for our consciousness to the best of our ability. We need to take responsibility for where we are, how we show up, what we are experiencing. We need to take responsibility for our lives. Did I say it to the very best of our ability? If not, I'm adding it because it is to the very best of our ability. And some days that ability is through the roof. We're skyrocketing. And on some days it's a whole lot lower. So we're wise not to compare ourselves, and we're very wise to not judge ourselves or beat ourselves up or berate ourselves or condemn ourselves when we fall. But to love ourselves up and begin again to the best of our ability. So the invitation is for us to stop, become aware. Am I more running from what I don't wish to experience than moving toward what I wish to experience? Am I more trying to get away from this condition and circumstance to allowing for that circumstance and condition to emerge, to manifest? So that's the invitation. That's actually the question and the invitation. The invitation is for us to come to a full and complete stop, and just become still and turn within. That's the invitation. And the questions are those that I just shared. Questions pointing us to where we are in consciousness. So thank you so much for tuning in, for listening, for joining me, for doing the work. As we are moving along this beautiful path. Until we meet again, I absolutely, as always, bless our days, and I bless our ways. in the full knowing that all is well, that something wonderful is happening and everything is working for our highest good. And oh, I forgot. If you know of someone that would benefit from hearing this or seeing this, please share it with them. Please invite them into this space. The more the merrier, absolutely. But the more of us who are doing this work, the more powerful the ramification, the more powerful the shift in consciousness, in human consciousness will be, and more speedy. So invite them in. Until we meet again, much love, many blessings. Namaste.